welcome back to Glen with Whip. Today I'm joined by Smithers Boss, a good friend from the Decidedly Vanilla server, and we're going to be doing the world tour. So, yeah, welcome, man. This is my survival world here.
Thank you, dude. It's looking nice. It is looking very nice. But which way do we go?
Yeah, so I figured we would start off wandering over this way. This is the first city I built up here called Papyrus.
Okay.
I haven't actually been around here for a while, but we kind of got the name because it's trying to make like a Nile River thing, like Egypt style, like old ancient Egypt. But
I like this path, dude. This texture makes path going on.
Yeah, I haven't really done the bridge right here yet, so let's just ignore that part of it. But yeah, no, it's just like I think oak wood, some coarse dirt, and some path blocks and diorite. I think. I don't know if you got the texture pack on or not. I forgot to check with you on that.
Texture pack.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
There's little things like fade into the sand at the edge.
Yeah. So that actually, I think I stole that from B-Dub's texture pack. He had some nice overlays there. I was like, yeah, we might as well use this. But yeah, so this area right here is kind of just a little market stall, and most of these stalls are like things that people suggested we build and threw in here. So a few of them have names on them, just from different people contributing. Like we got Cerulean right over here. He wanted like a little fish stop. A little fish shack for himself, so yeah.
Dude, I like it. I like how everything's different colored, like on all the different color walls and stuff. It is nice. And did you build this tree? I'm taking because
yeah. Yeah, I tried doing like palm trees almost, but that kind of worked out. Not really. I don't know. Worked out well enough, I guess.
It works.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all that stuff. Here we're gonna actually into like the heart of the city. This guy I want to come back and work on some more later on. I haven't really done a whole lot, but it's just kind of
in the world.
Yeah, different sandstony builds going around here. This guy though, this is a big old mob farm. I'm thinking we got to get a few more of these set up over on Decidedly Vanilla, maybe for get some of these in the future. So if you hear like spiders and things, just don't break through the floor. It's fine. So
this is nice. Oh, is it not finished? You doing another one like opposite?
Yeah. So I'm actually debating on adding on to like this palace area and adding like a living quarters more or less to over there, but I haven't really decided quite yet. I don't know. I kind of like this guy standing here alone, but I don't know. We can go ahead and hop back behind this guy back in here, get into the back area. Down there is just kind of where a bunch of mob drops come up, so there's not a whole lot down there. But up at the top, we can actually get a pretty cool view out over the city, which is it's a pretty nice spot. It's pretty chill. I like coming up here and hanging out.
These resources and survival.
Yeah. This is a little bit. Just wait till we get to the rest of it. It gets a little bit more exciting.
Dude, I don't even know. I found like getting materials to build a village a lot. You built an entire like.
Yeah, it's it's been a lot. Granted, this thing's been around for about 7 months, so gotta play that into account too. It's we can head on up here. We got our dragon egg from killing the ender dragon up here. This is I wanted to like show off that like this is this is kind of where we started out. So I wanted to leave the dragon egg here as like type of a shrine or something. I don't know. I think it worked out pretty well, but yeah.
Oh. So the view is good. The view is very, very nice over this place. This is impressive, bro.
Yeah, so right over there by that little guy that kind of goes in the mountain, there's a nether portal in there. The nether hub is kind of a little broken up right now, so we'd probably want to go check that out. But a lot of these houses kind of had different things in them to start out, just different builds. Like one of them has a chicken cooker in it, so I just never really needed to worry about food. There's an AFK fisher in that one right in front of us. The little guy to our lower left has actually a bunch of cats in it, just because I randomly brought a bunch of cats back, and I was like, I don't want these around the city, so I just threw them all in one house.
Put them in a house, dude. I see the horses down there and the donkeys.
Yeah. So
what are they, llamas?
Yeah, there's little llamas down there too. I was found
so confused, dude. I thought they were like wolves or something, but they have like funky clothes on and everything.
Yeah. Are you in creative, by the way? Yeah, you are. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm in creative.
Okay, perfect. We can fly around and make it a little bit easier. But yeah, over here I tried making like a little like sugarcane plantation almost, and I thought it was pretty cool. So underneath this guy actually is a big old sugarcane farm. And that's kind of I wanted to. My goal with this series was actually to have all the different regions kind of having their own resource kind of dedicated to them. So this place was all about like sugarcane and things like that, and just kind of general starting out stuff. So yeah, that guy's pretty cool in there. It's all underground though, so it doesn't really poke through a whole lot.
So you're still expanding the city? Are you still going to add more to this area over here?
Yeah, I was planning on it. I do want to come out here and like finish off this whole area. I usually, by the time I put walls on the city, that's kind of like the last thing I tend to do. So once I do that, I'm thinking that's when I'm going to call it quits over here. But more or less the area kind of by the market is where I want to focus on, because there's a nice little area in between the rivers that I think would be kind of manageable to do. So that's kind of my goal there. But yeah, so everything started from this house I'm standing on right here. This is actually the beginning starter house. So
this one little house.
There's one little guy. Everything came out from here. I lived in this thing for months, and there's just all the starting materials and chests are everywhere on the inside. And
how many episodes are you on now?
This is going to be episode 75, so this will be the second world tour, world download of the series. This guy was featured in the last one. I don't think we've really touched up on it much since then, but it's got some cool stuff. I really love this area back here, except for when you turn the corner as a creeper around, but because I love making these little tiny corridors and alleyways and things. I felt like it worked really well with the style.
It's pretty realistic. It's like the Arabian kind of city.
Yeah, and I just managed to get blown up by a creeper in this alleyway. I think 11 times now I've seen a creeper in there, and it's blown up on me every single time. So.
You have to redo the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's fine.
That isn't too fun. I like this. This little blacksmith hiding away in this back
Yeah, there's a bunch of... I tried lighting this fire in here a bunch, and then I ended up turning fire tick off on the world because every time I'd light it, it burned down the little roof above it.
I feel you. The amount of times I've done that is ridiculous.
Yeah, but I always forget that that's there. So this is a little super smeltery. So you can basically fill these mine carts up here. And this top chest goes into a bunch of hoppers that are on top of these furnaces, and it puts them in the top slot. And then the bottom one goes to ones that hoppers go into the back of it, and it'll put the coal in the burning slot. So it's just kind of an easy way of cooking up a bunch of stuff. Then all the resources just kind of come in here into these double chests on both sides. So keeps it super simple. You can fill up a whole chest with, say, like you're trying to cook a bunch of cobblestone down to stone or something. You can just fill the whole thing at once and then just kind of click the lever and it all works, and it's super simple. I don't know. Keeps it going.
Simple. That's crazy. I have never successfully built anything like complicated in Minecraft using redstone or anything.
Yeah, well, if you need help on something like that, that's about all as far as my knowledge goes. Pretty much everything I do is like, can I find a tutorial on it? Okay, let's build that.
Yeah, I follow a lot of tutorials. Even though I make my own, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this whole area, kind of for Papyrus. It's kind of where it's growing. And if you thought this one was cool, the other areas I find a lot more impressive. I like the other ones a lot more.
Really? So, I just think like this place is really aesthetically pleasing just be in, to walk through, like especially that big orange temple with the like terracotta behind it. That's a keeper, dude. Yeah,
I really like, my goal here is to make everything look cool from when you're walking on the ground, because it is survival after all. So I tried to make it. These guys up here kind of in front of us, those two little, or the small building and then the arena off to the left. Those are actually, like right here. Arena? It's actually an iron farm. Built that guy a while ago. It's actually, I don't know if you've seen the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe in it. Yeah, so I kind of inspired it off the first one. The first old kind of crappy arena that he's in, just starting to fight. So I was watching the movie actually, and then I was like, it'd be really cool. I need an iron farm. Let's go ahead and build this guy and see what happens. So this stuff right here this is a bunch of ink actually. So all these chests are filled up with ink. And you can get down into a squid farm right through a little hatch right back there if you ever need to do like maintenance or something on it, which was pretty cool back there. But over here, this is kind of the collection area for the iron farm. Down there inside is just kind of where all the iron goes into a bunch of chests and everything. But we can go ahead and
get into the actual.
Yeah, so you can hop up here and kind of come this way. It doesn't have like a walkway up, it's just a bunch of ladders to get up, but I really like it. I think it's pretty dope. But we got this little iron farm here in the middle with a bunch of villagers who are just chilling on the sides doing who knows what, opening doors and living life.
Yeah, it's nice. So, it's a perfectly disguised iron farm, like.
Yeah.
From the outside, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, I hate watching those series with people who do like the big survival series, and they're like, everything's functional, and they have like the 4 iron farms floating up in the sky. I'm just like, no, it looks so bad. So I was like, if I'm building this, I'm going to hide it as much as I can. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the slightly vanilla spawn. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Kane. All right, so we can go from here and head down that pathway right there just goes around the iron farm. It doesn't really do a whole lot. So this way, though, leads onto leads onto the rest of it. This is probably actually one of my favorite areas here. As soon as it turns into like the other pathway. Did I lose you? Oh, no, you're in front of me. Yeah, right through here. I don't know if you got shaders on too or not, but I love walking through this area with all the sun going through the trees and everything.
Shaders is what I live for, like. I can't mess with anything else because it just looks so damn good.
Yeah.
This is nice. It's like a little meadow.
Mm-hmm. I like playing with the shaders, but then if I do it every episode, I'm just like, wow, I'm just gonna stare at this tree and watch the leaves move. It looks so cool.
Right? Like it's just so like nice. Damn. How long does this stuff take you? Like you just grind and grind and grind till it's done? Like
yeah, so most of the terraforming in here I actually didn't have to do a whole lot of it. This pathway I think took probably like it's pretty long. So I think going from all the way from the desert city over to where we're going, I think it was probably like 3-4 hours in total. Because a lot of it was already on the side. So I just kind of like, here was like a bunch of lilacs and I just kind of made them look a little bit thicker. So there was a lot more of them around. It'd be kind of cool, just like random things. But I like going through and just adding different things, like making this a little bit steeper right here and things like that. Just adding a little bit extra detail into the stones. And right up here, there's cool little, I love doing these little things, right? I think it's right back in here. Yeah, so like these little caves right here, it's like just a half slab open. It's like a little fox den or something, or a rabbit hole. I love doing that type of stuff. So you can just like hide it back there. And for people who like go off the pathway and when they're exploring the world, they can see little things like that. That's like my goal, is to keep constantly having different things like that going around. So I find it really, really fun to do that.
To everyone, really.
Yeah. Yeah, so coming up here, we're coming up to the, it's like a little, I did a village transformation. I call this place White Glen. It's a big like farming community. So we got a windmill kind of showing that as you come into the side here. And this is actually where I'm going starting after this world tour. I'm coming back to this area, and off to our right side here, you can see like this swamp biome. And I'm planning on doing something really stupid and terraforming the whole thing and turning it into a mountain range. So
I heard that on your stream. Yeah, so you're just gonna build an entire like mountain range by hand.
Yeah, we'll see how that. It's gonna be a hollow though, so we'll see how it goes.
I mean, you did.
Yeah, well, like, I'll talk to you in 5 years when it's done.
You're gray and old.
Yeah, so this is coming so here to White Glen. I love this place. There's a lot of immersion down in here. There's a bunch of little like pockets for like little farming communities. Like here, they got a bunch of little houses surrounding this little well here. Just a bunch of little storage areas and whatnot. So each of these houses were actually added in here, so that this was a Minecraft certificate village to begin with. So you'll see some of them running around here, and so all these houses were added in to make it so they could breed more. And the reason why I remade this one is there's a mending villager in here that I was like, you know what, we're doing that, adding that in here. So normally I hate birch trees, but like I love putting them in little groves like this. It's just like a bunch of them gathered together right there. I like doing stuff like that, and then just kind of in the middle of forests and things like that. But down here, just kind of a bunch of different farms. They're not super efficient because you can see like right in here, there's a bunch of like just tilled soil and everything where they're not planted. But I know,
it looks nice.
Yeah, exactly. I think with like the stripes and everything, it just helps bring out that farming atmosphere a bunch more. So
nice. I've noticed a lot of people hate birchwood, like so many people.
I like birchwood itself. I don't like the logs. So
yeah, I mean, I always use birch planks as like a flooring.
Flooring or like ceilings and everything.
On the house.
Yeah, definitely. It like helps with the ceiling because it makes the room feel a little bit bigger. So if you do like a darker spruce floor or an oak floor and then the birch on top.
Log, like I feel you on that. It's kind of like a little like cow. It kind of looks like a cow.
Yeah, I've seen people using like teepees actually, so like it looks like a hide or something. It turns out pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love doing stuff like this here, this field, where it's just kind of everything's gathered up, and like just in the different bushels. I like that. I don't know. I just think adding that in here just adds a bit of variation, because like that could just be another wheat field, but I feel like this way it looks a lot cooler.
I don't know, dude. What you've done is pretty impressive. You made like an entire SMP to yourself.
Yeah.
People be dreaming of this on an SMP, and you've just come over and whipped it up.
Yeah, so I love building. I've been playing Minecraft for a few too many years, and it's just been over time. I've just kind of been like, you know what? How can I push this a little bit farther and make the build a little bit cooler? So, oh my gosh, speaking of fire tick, we got a little bit of an issue with one of the houses. I guess it's gonna go ahead and do a little quick game roll. Fire tick. It's fire tick, right? Yeah,
fire tick and then false.
Well, it looks like we're missing some of the houses in here, so it'll be fixing the world download. Yeah, this is a backup of the world I put on a server, so it's fine. I got the other one still there. Yeah, maybe the village is a little decayed. The villagers are not too happy with this.
That's what I'm saying. This is super nice. What is this, like a vineyard?
Yeah, so I just using like dark oak leaves here. There's some apples in them and things like that, so it looks kind of like a little vineyard area. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool just mixing it up. things like
No,
that.
definitely, it's very, very nice.
Yeah, so I just, every single field here, I tried to mix up and change out a different way, more or less. So here we're coming into the main part of the city now. So we got a bunch of horses, a little stable right there. Back here is actually the only area. So villagers, if you didn't know, they need to have food they need to have crops to break so that they can interact with each other and breed. So this is actually the only farming area that was within the village limits that they could reach. So I left this one in here, and there should be villagers around here somewhere, but yeah, so this is kind of, this is where there's one farmer in this whole village, and that's the guy who needs to break the crops, and then he gives it to everybody. Yeah, so you can see, like, here's a little cleric. Here's the first parrot of the series. I tried putting him up in the trees, and he kept flying down, so I gave up on it. But
he's just sat here in his corner.
He just sits there in the corner. He stays there forever.
This is a nice tree up here. This is fancy, dude.
Yeah, I love this guy. It was a pretty big project. I think we did this on a stream a long time ago, but just kind of randomly, I was like, you know what the center of this thing needs? A tree.
A big tree. Yeah, I feel that.
So kind of covers the area, adds some extra shade.
Whomping willow kind of tree.
Yeah, exactly. So over here actually is the prized possession of this whole area. These in this house we got the totally humane. It's very humane. They love it in here, I swear. But the white coat dude is actually, he has a mending book on him. So that's kind of what actually inspired this whole area being transformed. I was like, oh, that guy's here. He was here naturally. We're just doing it. We're going for it. So.
Oh, he does. Yo, yeah. I mean, they look like they're enjoying it. So.
Yeah, they got it. Look at this lovely place around them. We got some of our dogs in here. There's a little kennel over on the side of one of those houses. And I grew up with a bunch
I saw the little kennel.
Yeah, so there's 4 dogs in there. They're actually all named after huskies I had when I was growing up. Me and my brother used to dog sled, so we had 4 of them, and so I decided to name the 4 that were in there after them. So this church here is actually, it's pretty cool, but the inside of this guy's done. Here's kind of a little part of the map of the server. I tried giving the map in every single region, so you can see White Glen right there. And it's looking pretty cool, so. But I found out actually if you copy maps and move them around, so like if I have this same map over at the castle that we'll get to later, and if I update this one here, it updates the one at the castle too. So if you just copy them, and then you only have to update them in one area. So I can have a bunch of different map rooms around and just kind of update them as I go. And other ones, when you go back, they're still
clutch.
Yeah, right. So I don't have to go and be like, okay, I'm getting the same map 10 times and doing it. So funny enough,
I keep tripping out, but these are your trap doors. I keep thinking like they're like the top of doors with world at it, but no, they're just the trap.
Yeah,
doors.
it's just the oak trap oak trap door. Yeah, but yeah, funny enough, when I built this, one of the cleric villagers came in here and actually got stuck here. He stayed here for a few solid weeks. Actually, when I was playing in the world, through like 15 something episodes, he stayed standing on that thing and just never moved.
A priest.
Yeah, I was like, that's perfect. I love this.
Right there, dude.
Yeah. So this guy, I actually love this thing. This was inspired. I used to play on a SMP server that used the Conquest resource pack called Duconia. And this one of the guys on there built something pretty similar to this, and so I kind of recreated it in here because I loved it so much. But
so I love that, especially this little graveyard at the back and this.
Yeah, so down there is actually the Nether portal. That's the entrance into it. So.
Oh, okay, and like someone's dead, like corpse.
Yeah, I figured it'd be some royal dude or some like paladin or something like that was lived out in this region. Yeah, or a priest or something. But maybe, but yeah. So the rest of this area is just a bunch of fields and things, different fields. I tried making like using a lilac flower to symbolize lavender or something like that. We got a little area right down here that has a fire and hopefully didn't light everything on fire. No, it looks fine. Just burned a trapdoor or two.
This is nice. I like the little river that's flowing through everything here. Yeah,
so that was pretty much the only thing I actually really terraformed in this area. I smoothed the area out a little bit, but more or less, and of course the siren's going by right now, so sorry guys about that. Gotta love living down on First Avenue and big city. Everything goes by. But yeah, so this whole area, I plan on coming back here and adding like a little inn right here or something, kind of as an entrance to the city. So these walls right here, behind them, I plan on in the future doing like a giant city with like probably like 3-4 times the size of this little guy, right? This little village here, and doing like another palace or something. But like, so my plan with this world, like, take it all with a grain of salt. I plan on like never getting rid of this world. Like, I love those series where guys are like, all right, episode 400, we're working on this part, expanding the rest of this year, expanding the world.
Keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah, so that's kind of my plan with it. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we got going on over here in White Glen. It's a bunch of cool stuff. There's a little field right over there that's actually like a dead field. So I tried showing like crop rotation or something. So I used a bunch of brown concrete powder in the base and actually looked pretty cool. So, but beyond that, we can head on out to actually more or less the pride and joy of the area. So I don't know where you're at right now, but
no, I'm right above you, dude.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. Yeah, so we can head out this way and follow this cobblestone road that I haven't quite finished up yet. Because I want to terraform this area before I start the city, so that's why I didn't really put it in place yet. But we follow that guy all the way through.
I'm looking forward to CSC around here. Like, that will be impressive. Like,
yeah,
a big old kind of.
Yeah, so I'm
respect
thinking
the grind. I respect it.
I'm thinking on the scale. So the path starts up back in here again, and this guy's just kind of another pathway. Didn't do the same amount of detail as the other forest pathway quite yet, just because it was a longer one. But coming through right here, I plan on doing a bunch of stuff. This kind of area, this peninsula, I guess you could call it, is kind of what I've been doing a bunch of stream projects, actually. This is kind of the area that I want to dedicate to, like, completely rebuilding it on stream and things like that. So I can have an area of the world that's, like, dedicated for the streams and everything. And then I can have the other episodes for the YouTube channel and whatnot that I'm kind of working on my own. And I don't have to worry about, like, spoiling things, doing streams and whatnot. So maybe we'll be transforming.
Just keeping things separate.
Yeah, maybe we'll be transforming the village there here soon or something.
Is that a natural dock? That is right. They spawn naturally. I have one on DV, and I was so like, because I'm a complete noob at survival, I didn't know they existed.
Yeah,
it's like huge docks. They're pretty cool.
It's funny because sometimes you can get villages that spawn like, so the center of the village could be like right where I'm standing right here, because technically this is plains biome. So most of the houses will actually be like out on like stilts in the water and can be pretty cool. So
that's crazy. Yeah, I had one of those like right next to where I spawned in on TV, and I turned it into an oak one because it was acacia, and acacia is not something I mess with. But
yeah, no, I completely changed acacia in the texture pack. So this little spot right here, this little divot right here with the slabs, I was working through here totally in daytime, completely fine, and a freaking creeper was standing up here, and I did not notice it. And it came down here and just blew up there. So I was like, you know what? To commemorate that, we're just leaving the dip in the ground and just moving it down a little bit. So I love, like, if something like that happens, I try and like keep just something stupid in there to like that would remind me of it. But if somebody was walking around, they'd just be like, "Oh, cool! There's a little divot in the road" or something like that.
Yeah, but it has some like sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly. So out in this area, I'm planning like, because it's all a big swamp biome and everything. I want to do like a kind of like a decayed village or something that like it's crumbled down, and then actually had like a fantasy like orc style encampment. So they're like living out of the village, so like a church that had like the roof fallen in or something like that, and have some like orcs living in it. I think that could be kind of cool.
Okay, I felt like an abandoned kind of.
Yeah, like, and then they came in here to like set up when they're trying to like raid the region or something like that. Thought it could be kind of cool. Something I feel like I want to like add more fantasy into this world, so I can kind of do some more crazy styles and stuff. So
this pathway goes on.
Yeah, we're almost there. The bridge is right around the corner. So, but I like having everything connected. That's kind of like my main goal, is making sure the whole world
that's so much better. It gives you more of an immersive feel. If you can walk to one place to another.
Yeah, definitely. I have one build that's like, if you go that way, like 5,000 blocks, there's a build I tried doing like an ice spikes biome. I was like, this is gonna be so cool. We're gonna do like a frozen elves theme, and then I like kept flying out there, and then I'd come back here to get for resources, and I'd be like, every trip was like 30 minutes. I'd be like, oh man, this sucks.
That's not fun.
Yeah, so we're coming up onto the most recent area that is pretty freaking new, and I love this place. I'm sure if you stop by the stream, you've seen this guy before.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, so this is kind of this whole area outside the castle is the stream project recently. And this guy right here is actually like a big old inn or something. If you can come in here, it's actually a really cool little spot in here, like a little enclosed area. Another big old custom oak tree, kind of just adding a bunch of shade to the area, a bunch of little houses that people can stay in.
Okay.
Yeah, so just little stuff like that where people can stay in, and just different area. I figured I'd add the bridge here because I wanted to leave the pond in, but keep it interesting and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. This place is very, very nice. I love all the little details you put in, like all the stairs and the fences and the trapdoors.
Yeah. I try and cram as much detail as I can into the builds without like overdoing it, because I feel like there's an easy way to just like go way too crazy and overdo it.
You can mess up a build with a few blocks.
Yeah. So like in here, these are some older houses. They're all kind of made out of stone and whatnot. And so I made like a little bit of like a lore behind the area of the fields were here from like an old people who used to live in the area. So I'm saving these guys that like tended the fields live in those houses now. So all the fields have been here forever. And then the castle kind of came in because it's that ocean we were actually over by at the farming village where the city's going to be. This is actually the only entrance behind the castle. That's the only entrance into that ocean from the big giant one out in front of us now. So that's kind of why I put the castle here. But yeah, so you can check out the castle here in a sec, but I figured we'd jump down here into the farming village.
This is the fishing village, right?
The fishing village, yeah. We were already at the farming one. But yeah, so this actually, the world download is actually a little bit farther ahead than this world, just because I forgot to update it before we came here. So these two houses right here are actually finished up on that. So when everybody gets that thing, they'll have those. And a few more trees up in that area, but that's about it. So we got this little guy right here. It's like a storage room. And this thing, I freaking love. This, we're using prismarine block here, just with trapdoors around it. And it looks, doesn't it kind of look like a fish in a, a little fish in a barrel or something, because the color change on it that happens. I think it's super cool. Somebody told me that like months ago, and that sparked me to hollow out an ocean monument completely in survival and hate myself for like 3 weeks doing it. And yeah, so we got this little fishing boat out here that's pretty cool.
I like this boat. It's a nice design.
Yeah, I think came up with it somehow. It's the first boat I built in a long time that I was actually happy with. So I was like, okay, cool, let's leave it.
Boats are hard. There's a lot of organic shapes on boats, and they are tricky to get right. I mean, especially if you build the big ones with the sails, and you know, if you get them sails wrong, you're doomed. The boat is not gonna look good.
For me, it's like the hull. If I can get the hull of the boat finished up and that looking nice and like actually smooth and not clunky, then I'm like, cool, that's perfect. We want to fly out here. Actually, I'll show you where the ocean monument is. Just kind of showing how much time I dedicated to it. I think it's literally directly right out here. It should be popping up on a little island or something. Yeah, perfect. Just follow me straight out here. This whole guy right here. This actually, when that 1.14 that's now 1.13, that aquatic update, I want to come back here and turn this into like Atlantis. So like because we have that stuff where all like the slabs and stairs can work underwater. So I figured it'd be kind of cool doing like an Atlantis style build or something.
They're doing that, the slabs and stairs can work underwater?
Yeah, so you can put them underwater. Originally it's just gonna be that it works, but now you're gonna have to apparently take a bucket of water and then right click on the slab or the stair or whatever's underwater, and then it'll make it look like it's a water source block. So
that's gonna be so nice for like creative building.
Yeah, like that's what I was,
stuff. That's gonna game change. This is impressive. You had to place all these blocks on the sides. Yeah, so to make it sound even, I don't know, more impressive or more of me being an idiot, but I thought that doing it with sponges, so apparently the way you're supposed to do it is do a row of sand every 4. So you have a row of sand, then 4 blocks of water, then another row of sand, and kind of keep moving across. Then you're supposed to empty those out with sponges. I said just place sand all the way across, and it was an awful idea. So if you ever decide to do this, or anybody decides to do this, use the frickin' sponges you get out of the ocean monument. You'll thank yourself later. This is mad. So how long did this take you, like this huge ass monument, to like mine away?
Mining away the monument was probably got 2 hours. I just threw up a beacon and kind of powered through it. Emptying the thing, oh god, it was probably like 10 hours. I did it over like 3 weeks though. I was just like, okay, I'll dedicate an hour here. I'm pretty tired. I'm ready to go to bed. So, you know, let's just empty the ocean monument for a little while and then come back later and keep working on it. But yeah, so that's that guy.
I mean, it's beyond me, like how you do this stuff. Like, I'd fall asleep doing it. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had to turn on quite a few YouTube videos to make it through that guy. But yeah, now we can go. There's one more stop I want to make right over here at the village, and then we can it's right out here, right at the end. I don't know if you've seen this guy before, but it's a little like shrine to some like old, like I was talking about those old people who do the farming out in this region. So I'm gonna make like a shrine, like they have like a sea god or something. So like I did
Triton.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you could link that to Atlantis over there. Let's be honest. Like,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
Like, I mean, yeah, you could have Triton, and it could like be a link to Atlantis over there. I don't know.
Cool.
Like or something.
Yeah, so we can walk back through here and then head up to probably what everybody's been waiting to see, the castle right here. So I'm sure most people are here to check out that guy.
This thing's crazy. I love it. What is that on the roof? The red.
It's red concrete powder on some of them, and then, red concrete, not concrete powder, and then it's red terracotta on others, and then there's a wood texture up there. I used the acacia wood. Don't worry, it got changed. It looks a little bit better than usual acacia wood.
I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not. That is that one.
Yeah, so
much nicer, dude.
Yeah. It's much better. So pretty much everything in here, this is all completely self-terraformed and all that stuff, like all the cliffs and everything. It's all light gray concrete powder and light gray terracotta and then just stone. and some cobblestone and everything.
I love these little like spikes, the eroded kind of walls and stuff down here.
Yeah,
I saw you doing this on a stream. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think maybe, I don't know. But I added this little boat down here.
That was something.
Yeah, time lapse or something. I don't quite remember. But this little boat down here, I was watching Game of Thrones, like rewatching it actually, and that when people are like escaping from King's Landing, they always had those like hidden boats down on the water. I don't know if you're a Game of Thrones fan or not.
I've seen a few episodes, like, well, quite a few actually.
Yeah, so like when people would like escape from the city, they'd always have these little like hidden boats. So I was like, you know what, let's add a little like hidden exit from the city. So, like kind of behind the bush up there, there's a little doorway you can get out. So I added that guy in there. Probably not the best area for it, but I don't know, it works.
This is nice. This is impressive, and it's like, I don't know, it's beyond me how you come into survival and just start placing blocks. Like, because the amount of like times you fall off a build and die and like all of that stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about how many deaths I'm at now. It's a bit too many. Yeah, but I don't think I have it here. Let's check. Do I? No, does it show the deaths? I'm looking through the stats right now. It says number of deaths 10, but that is totally wrong. I think alone here working on the castle, I'm up to like 15 to 20. Just because I'd be on the top.
And works so well up on this castle top.
Yeah, I didn't want to do like stone roofs or like just the usual wooden ones because I felt like that just gets overused so much. I was like, you know what, I need to do some color in here. So I tried doing.
Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, a lot of people use the you know, stairs and slabs to make the kind of spires at the top, which you kind of have done, but like to actually like incorporate full blocks.
Yeah, so I mostly use like the stairs and slabs like right here on this guy to make it kind of smooth it out a bit more. Because if it was just the full blocks, it'd be kind of blocky looking. So that's mostly what they're in there for, and like the borders and the top bits and everything. So not many of the interiors are done here besides the feast hall. But if we want to go walk through it, it's still pretty cool walking through like the courtyards and everything.
Let me jump on down. This is crazy. I love your well, what are these, like the gates, the front gates?
Yeah, so they like, I can't like drop gates, something like that. I don't know, but like they'd come down and threw some droppers down here actually to make it look like there's little like holes that the fences could fall into.
I did see a really good design using anvils and like, I don't know, I think it may have been hoppers, but someone did like a design. I don't know if I could whip one down real quick, but it went like, if I put that across, they had the hoppers and then they'd have like another one and another one. Oh, and then they'd place like, well, they wouldn't have them there because they fall, right? But like they'd have them on tops.
Okay.
And then they'd have like something in between. I think they'd do another hopper like that.
Okay, so like sticking down. Ooh, that is a good idea.
And then I think they turned down, but they made sure it was connected to the block under it. You know, the hoppers kind of do their thing.
Yeah,
so they like that, and they like.
That's a pretty dang good idea. I'll have to actually think about that in the future because iron for me now that we got that iron farm up and running is actually pretty much a joke. So it's pretty easy to get that stuff. So
this is so nice. So these are like when you have an immersive build like this, Minecraft still amazes you. Like even though it's been around for years, like you walk through something like this.
Yeah. This one I walk around here a lot. And I'm just like, wait, did I build this? Wow.
Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy right over here. This is gonna be like a stables area. I'm working on getting like there's a few donkeys in here that were just actually out in the fields that kept trampling the crops, so I put them in there just kind of so they could chill in here. But the bottom floor here is the stables. Still working on that. Upper floor up here is kind of like where like a hayloft would be. So we do that, and then my plan is to make it so the guys who'd be like tending to the horses and everything could like live up here.
Quarters?
Yeah, so like the stable hands and whatnot could be up in this area. But that's kind of, I planned out a lot of like where the floors are going to go for the interiors, but not a whole lot. But like there's little entrances right out here to like where you can shoot out and things like that just for archers to defend.
This back bit where they've, the opening where they can lift this thing up the crane.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Just kind of extra little bits like that. I really, really like adding in here. Down underneath it though is, this is going to do like dog kennels or something. And then through this door right here is going to lead down to like some jails or something. They're going to go down there.
Okay, the dungeons.
Eventually, yeah. So figured that's like another thing I got from Game of Thrones. They always have like the jail right next to the dog kennels, and I feel like that's kind of like a way of just kind of like sticking it to the prisoners and everything. So I decided to add that
like animals.
Yeah.
I guess this is like the blacksmith, the tool area.
Yeah, so this is like the smith for the city. I originally had this like open at one side, and somebody was like, "You idiot! The person working in here would die from heat." So I opened it up to the other side, and I'm really happy the person told me that because it looks so much better now with having that extra little smith part coming up here, and it let it so I could like add this little workstation out here, which was pretty dope.
That's so nice. What is with this? This all done?
Yeah, just the floors are in place, but yeah, here's the map room. So this is pretty much the whole world actually. So you can see right here in the bottom left is where we're at now. On the bottom right is Papyrus. So then kind of up more center-ish is there's the farming village. But
that's crazy. What would be crazy if you did do all them, like, say, like 1,000 episodes, you have all these different cities kind of marked around.
Yeah, the whole place just completely terraformed.
So is the mountain area going here? This,
so there's like kind of top. Yeah, so that snow bit at the very top of that center right one, kind of curving all the way down through that swamp area, kind of making like a backwards C shape almost. So we'll see how much I actually end up doing. But we can head up here, and there's actually a pretty cool view from the top of this guy. If we head all the way up, I think there's like 6 or 7 floors. So it's a little windy to get up there, but it's pretty cool. So up here is,
if you do that mountain range, sorry to butt in.
Go for it. Go for it.
If you do the mountain range, you should build like a hillside city, one of those ancient ones, like from The Hobbit or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking almost, but people keep wanting to see like an Asian style or something. I was thinking about doing like a dojo or something up in the mountains.
Oh, like
some
a
monks
Japanese
living
kind
up
of
there.
thing.
Yeah.
That would look cool. And then you could have like all those like pink kind of willow trees and
yeah, exactly. I've seen people doing a bunch of designs with like the glazed terracotta and stuff with that, and it looks pretty cool. This side of the guy right over here, so this big thing right here is the feast hall, and this actually has the interior done. But I love this side of it, this view, kind of looking up at it. Ignore the chests that are down there. I gotta clean those guys up. But yeah, I freaking love this side right here. It just works so well. So
yeah, it's super nice. It's epic. This castle is huge.
Yeah, it was a big project. I think I've been working on it for almost 3 months. So,
I mean, it's done now, right? Is it done? A part of the
interior? Besides the interior, it's the exterior is all completely done as far as I know now. Who knows if I come back and rebuild anything? So straight in here is actually the feast hall area that I was talking about. So this is the only interior I've really done in here. But a little trick that turned out to be quite controversial is you see right down here in the carpet on the side where it's kind of raised up. You got the little lines through it. That's actually signs underneath it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that it made it like a little border, like a walkway or something. And then some people were like, no, that's so ugly. And I was like, but it's kind of cool and it's a little unique. So
I like it.
Yeah. So I left that in for now. We'll see how it goes. But
people can remove it if they want to on the world download.
Yeah. I love doing those
I'm stuck.
There's a pressure plate underneath. Yeah. Okay. I love doing these like big doors though with the buttons and everything on it. I think they work out pretty well.
See, these big doors as well, the trap doors.
Yeah,
they work super well.
Yeah, I can't wait to get like all the different types of trapdoors in here so I can do some more interesting ones with like the spruce and the acacia and all that stuff. I'm playing around with ideas for
do that in a like update before. Like why we haven't got all the different trapdoors yet is beyond me. But
yeah, I gotta say I'm kind of bummed that they're waiting so long to get that the new stuff out for that. They're doing the aquatic update with it instead of just doing it all at once. But so I guess then we gotta wait even longer. Yeah, down here it's just kind of extra little area for people to kind of, if people are trying to like slip through here to like get their boat through this area, then the guards could like shoot at it or something from up here. Pretty much was the purpose of this whole area.
Could be maybe another watchtower or something. I don't know if you want to build any more because you've already done quite a lot. But I mean, hey.
I'll just add it to the unending list of things to do in the world. But yeah, so up here, this is kind of like the final gateway leading up into the palace courtyard here. I tried using over here this kind of use glazed terracotta in here to make it look like a stained glass window almost that you can't quite see through. But
yeah, it's nice.
I like it. People keep telling me it's a little weird, but I don't know. That with like the brick on the back of it, I like the brick because I tried using a lot of red here on the castle. I want to make it like a lighter castle, but with like red tones to it. So that's why.
Sure. I just like how there's color everywhere. Like I just like the blue because it adds the color. Like I mean, if it wasn't there, it would look a little bit plain.
Yeah, I gotta say, one thing I hate the most is whenever I see somebody's castle and they're like, hey, what can you suggest to help me out with? Because I've been starting to get that a lot after finishing this guy. I'm just like, your castle is literally all gray. Like, fix that part and it'll look a million times better. But yeah, so the big palace is in here. It's not quite done yet, so there's actually not. Oh, there's a little bit of a drop, but that's pretty much it in there.
Okay. This is like whoever.
So that's gonna be like the throne room in here and all that cool stuff. And you can see kind of the upstairs in here, what they're all looking like.
Oh, this is nice. This little side part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're little.
Oh, that's hell nice.
So this tower is actually currently the only way to get up to the top floor. So I haven't really added in staircases yet. I'm working on that part.
It's crazy how it all connects. So how long did it take you to make sure everything lined up and connected properly?
I gotta say that for me actually kind of came pretty easily because I was like, oh hey, well, this tower here actually, I didn't have the tower here to begin with. I just had a straight corner, and I was like, that looks really boring. Like it looks way too flat. So I decided to add the tower, and I was like, well, hell, there's a tower there. Let's just add a staircase in it. So just kind of everything added together. It just new ideas popped up every once in a while. Like these two towers, I wanted them to be kind of built into each other. So the taller one here is actually a bell tower. You can kind of see inside the top of it. Yeah, there's a little guy in there. There's a trick you can do with iron trapdoors and a piston. And if you step on like a pressure plate and activate them both at the same time, they stay in their down position. So you don't actually have to like leave a lever underneath that or anything. So did that to make the bell work out a little bit better. But you can actually get in there through this little extra tower sticking out here. This extra
is there a staircase inside of that?
Yeah, so these are actually called stair towers. That's funny enough, that's exactly what they are. There's a stairwell going up it. So that entrance is right here in this guy. So literally all the tower is used for is just a staircase to get up to something. So I did a lot of research about castles just kind of over the past little while. And last few years of just playing Minecraft. And it just kind of came together with all that stuff. So yeah,
this is super nice. That is actually a real good technique using the iron doors, and I guess it's just lucky that they work with the piston.
Yeah, I'm just hoping they don't get fixed as a bug or something here in the future, because it sounds like the next update they're bug fixing like crazy. So I'm assuming that's on the chopping list. That is already up.
I don't know. Hopefully they don't, because I mean, yeah, that's something you can only do a world edit. So the fact that that's a bug in the game is quite convenient.
Yeah.
What is this down here?
This area is just kind of back into the main part of it. Back over here is actually the last area where everything connects into. Going straight out this way. And I know there's always more, but this area is actually supposed to be like a chapel or something. So it comes down here, and I just want to be like kind of low down next to the water. So there's a little chapel area in here that I haven't done the interior quite for yet, but I like from the outside. Over here is like a little sitting area where like the priest or whatever could just come here and sit and enjoy the sun, or people that he's talking to. So that's pretty much everything in the world that's kind of around this area. There's some other things to explore in the world, but like there's the nether portal and all that stuff, but it's kind of up for everybody else. They can go check them out more or less. They're kind of not quite finished yet to the point where I want to show them off like crazy. But yeah, man.
Damn. Well, all I've got to say is well done. I mean, that castle especially is... I can see why you like it so much. Like, this place it's wild. Like, you've been out here grinding every day.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so I've mentioned it a few times to people, or for that there's a world download. So anybody who wants to come and check that out and download this and explore it for yourself, guys, I'll leave that in the description of my video. It'll be down there for everybody to be sure and check down.
Yeah, I'll put it in my description too, so they can grab it and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Crazy. All right, man. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me, man. There's plenty more coming here in the future, so maybe I'll have to bring you back in another 25 episodes or so and show you how insane I am and way too much Minecraft I've played.
Dude, I'm getting for episode 1000 when you're there and you've got all them like 5 extra seeds. Dude, I'll be there for it.
All right, we'll put that on the calendar for about 100 years from now.
2050.
Yeah, when nobody plays Minecraft anymore. All right, guys, episode 1000's out.
Yeah, we'll put the game into Roblox and everyone can enjoy that. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you guys, everybody, for watching. And we will see you guys in the next episode, I guess. So, we'll be building a lot more here on the world, so I'll catch you all later.
See you guys.